Hello and welcome everybody to this final video of the job search. Let's see that you guys basically made it. That means you got a job offer while you're watching this. This video will not be as useful as the last ones because it doesn't really help you to get the job anymore, but it helps you to prepare for the job, or this make sure that everything goes all right. Because sometimes it might be that on the last moment something changes. For example, if somebody is getting many offers including you will have to pick up the best one for you maybe. But I never really had like I think 2 or 3 job offers at the same time. Maybe I had like 2, but they weren't like comparable, so one of them was really bad and the other one was really good, then obviously I'm going for the really good one. And once you have made it to this point that you actually got this kind of job offer for you for in a good company, then you will become very, very happy. And that's what this photo is illustrating as well. But there are some things to do before starting to work, since there might be some confusing parts, and first day is very influential also, how the colleagues will see you. But you can fix the mistakes that you do on the first day, of course, and later days as well. But sometimes the environment can be super difficult in the job environment, and some people thinking, for example, that you might not belong there because you are the new guy, you are the new girl. So if you get this kind of feeling, remember it's okay, because they will probably change their minds later on when they actually get to know you. Because at start they think that everybody is a competition for them. So if a company is hiring too many people, they're going to think that why there's so many people, are we going to have like cuts or laid offs and stuff like that? It's might be a lot of things that they have going on in their mind and stereotypes. So that's why it's good to prepare, even if you are happy and you got the job, you're very motivated, you got a good offer. So you take this offer, of course, and let's see what's next. You can be very disappointed that you still have to do something. As I mentioned before in this video, even if you're not following those steps here, I think you will be still good to go. However, this will make your experience even more better or perfect, in a sense sometimes, that it can help you. Because if you have time for this, you should actually do some stuff. Sometimes you don't have time because there will be a lot of stuff going on. Let's say that your life is very busy, or maybe they want you to start working like tomorrow, then you will not have that much time to prepare for anything. However, if it's going in the regular way, let's say that you have to quit the job in beforehand to join a new job, then it takes at least, I think, a month before you can start working in a new position. So it doesn't happen like overnight, that you quit one job and you go for the next tomorrow. So you still might have a month or so to prepare yourself for this. And honestly, preparing too much is also not good. But there is some things that you should actually pay attention to, because those things will be important later on for you. Of course you can do them also while you are already working. However, I suggest you to do it beforehand. Sometimes it's more important like this. So what do we have here is that read the work and health law in the country. That's very significant because you're going to a country, for example, that if you are not the resident of this country and the company is registered there, then they are going to be influenced by the law of this country or this nation. And for example, if you are like living in France and there's a job in Germany, then and it's registered in Germany, this company, and every day you have to go from France to Germany, you will have to read the German law instead of the French law, because they are not going to care too much about the French law because they have their own law for these kind of things. And there's different laws for that. It depends on a country. Maybe probation period might be like from 1 month to 12 months in general or something like that. You will have to make sure how many months is your probation period, for example. And the other thing is that I will highly recommend you to read is that this test period, read about firing and laying off conditions there, or something that when are they allowed not to continue your contract. It's very common that they are not going to continue with your contract after you're becoming an end in your probation period. So read about those terms and conditions. Then you will see what the company can do to screw you over, basically. However, you don't have to do it, of course. You can just go with the flow. That's also an opportunity, but it would be nice to know in case you will get more payments from them or something like that in some aspects. For example, if they didn't notify you in beforehand, sometimes they have to pay or cover up these expenses because they didn't notify you in beforehand. And in case you are not familiar with the work and health law, then it might be like this. Or maybe something that they didn't do, like health check for you, and you're already like working for a long time there. So that's another thing that some companies, they don't have time or resources to send you like to the health check right away. You can use it as your advantage at some point, if in case they are going to tell you that, oh, we're not like extending your probation period, but you can actually get some cases if you know, they didn't do the health check for you or something that was but in the office it's usually, you know, there's not so important health checks than in machinery. And the same with the tools. That remember that you are required to have some tools that are saving your life, and some gear, some gloves, work gloves. Sometimes when you're dealing with heavy machinery, you will have to have some safety stuff on you. Otherwise, you know, this company is not going to be very legal in this sense, and you can actually start a court case against them. However, the court is expensive, so I would go to somewhere more cheap to just put the complaint there. So yeah, but read the law and see what is allowed, what is not allowed, and don't focus on unnecessary stuff. Just focus on if you have a probation period, focus on that. If you have this kind of no probation period, but there's terms and conditions for laying off and firing you, or you quitting, and so some government supports based on these things, read those lines there and focus on these. You can even like copy and paste them out to your own document and make sure that you know about these in case there will be an argument in the future. That's very good to know, and especially in the first day, like for example, if you're dealing with heavy machinery and they are not giving you any safety gear, it will be already a problem, and you have to know your rights in this, that you are obliged to have safety gear, not just that the employer is going to tell you that sorry, but we don't have it today. You know, they have to allow this they have to enable you those things. Yeah. So, and the third thing is that remind yourself some Excel and Google Sheet skills. Now, some of you might be already professionals and you know how everything works there. I don't think it will be that useful for you. However, there is some things that many companies use, these programs, and their basis is on these programs, and they are building up their spaces on these programs. So if you know how to generate this kind of like a blank page or some kind of like a tool, then you can enhance those skills or remind yourself about those. because there are some formulas in Excel or Google Sheets that you know somewhere in your head, but you don't exactly remember how it worked. So it would be good to just try it out for like 5 minutes. And then you would be already an asset to the team, because I've seen also at my previous places where I worked in, some people were really impressed how I had such good Google Sheet skills, but actually they were quite shite, because I didn't realize that there was some formulas that some people used, but that was only one place that they knew how to use those formulas that I didn't know anything about. Usually, what they need to do is to have some formulas that is known by almost everybody, in at least in our generation. But the thing about this older generations is that they don't really know about those things, and then they are like, oh, you're super fast and you're super good at this, but actually you just all you did was like finding average or median or something like that. So it might be even an asset if you know more than just finding average and medians. If you know more, how about build some prediction tools or whatever for these jobs. It might help you a lot in this case, and it would be asset to the team also, because if nobody else in your department knows how to do this, if everybody else is from the older generation, for example, it might be very influential. And those Google Sheet and Excel skills are also, I think they are kind of in every company is using those things, because that's like the standard thing that people understand while you're representing it to somebody. So that's why it's important to know those too. Otherwise, I wouldn't study anything else unless you know that there's going to be some program that you're familiar with to remind yourself, and if you have access or subscription to this. But these ones, I think Google Sheets is for free, so I mean you can just go and try. You don't have to pay anything for it. So yeah, I highly recommend you to do this. And so another thing that actually is very important: enjoy your last day offs, because you also need to rest before work. Since at the start of your work you probably don't have vacations allowed, especially on the probation period. So you will have to work, and while resting for another like a month or so, or even at least a half of a month, it might be very influential, and it can be that you are going to the work very motivated and willing to do all those things that are needed to pass the probation period. So yeah, it's important also to rest. Don't forget about this, and make sure that you are spending time with your family, with your friends. Also, make sure that after you start working, you will have an idea how the routine would look like. Of course, it will change over the time. However, it's good to have this kind of plan ahead, so you know exactly how you're going to react in different kind of situations, and stuff like this. Not having fights later on with your, I don't know, your boyfriend or girlfriend, husband, wife, whatever. It's good to plan ahead. Make sure that he or she understands you. If you have kids, make them sure that they know about your work also, that you're going to a new job, you in a new place, and stuff like this. Make sure that your parents know, so they know where to go if in case you get hurt or something like that. Sometimes you will need your parents' help also. And yeah, so some friends maybe that live close by, you can notify them that, hey, I'm going to work close to you, maybe we can meet up at some point, or some stuff like this even can be done. And yeah, what else? We're getting more angry and angry about this, because you're already very excited, you want to do work, and you don't want to hear anything about job search anymore, or work hunt, or however you call it, job hunt. So there's still some things that I would advise you to do. Sorry about this, but that would be concluding our topic for the work hunt or job hunt in general, this video. And the other videos were more influential than this one. Even if you skip all those steps, you can still very successfully get the job because you already have a job offer. However, yeah, as I mentioned before, it's good to know that you are ready to face this job and you're ready to keep the job. Otherwise, it will be like that you're going to work there for like 3 months and then you're going to get fired. So I mean, it will not be a good thing, and it will be much better off if you are doing everything in your power not to get fired. Of course, if you want to quit and you realize that this work isn't actually what you expected, then it's going to be different. Then you save a lot of time not doing those steps. But I mean, if you are already picking it out, there must be something that attracted you about this offer. In first of all, I guess, if because in my last videos I mentioned that don't accept bad offers like right off the bat because there might be something better. Give time while you can, or if you can, and stuff like that. So yeah, read carefully about your employment contract. That's another thing that actually many people don't do, since they are so excited that they're going to sign right away. And when the HR is like sending them every like list of documents is here, please reply to this and as soon as possible or stuff like that, don't let it influence you. You have plenty of time to sign it. I mean, you have for a full month to sign it basically, uh, before your employment contract begins. Unless they want you to work tomorrow, but if you have already a job and you're switching jobs, then you cannot do it anyways. You will have to figure out the date that is, you actually can go work from one company and leave the other at the same time. So yeah, read it carefully, and it would be very important. They might have some, some hidden stuff there that is mentioned later. So in general, they are going to put the most important information beforehand, and then some company-specific things they're going to put down below. Something that is not that visible for you. Maybe it's in the second page of the contract, and you're not scrolling that much down. You want to sign it already, or maybe it will be a paper contract that your employer will represent you while you start working there in the office. They're going to put it on your table in the first day, and you will see about it, and maybe even like your colleagues can see about it because they can see that you are reading it and stuff. And there might be some hidden things that you should actually hide, like the salary, for example, because I think the salary is it's important for you, but it's not important for others to know, because sometimes there is these kind of people that are worked there for like 5 years and the salary didn't catch up with the new guys. So they will be really jealous about you, and they're going to ask their boss that why is this guy getting like this kind of salary, but all you did was to read this contract publicly. And what this employer going to do is, if they need to cut corners, then they're going to raise the salary of this senior colleague because she is more experienced than you. And obviously, if they have to make cuts, they're going to cut you first of all, since you are the new guy. When you go work in your probation period, I think it's the worst one for the cuts time. And right now, as you guys know, it's going to be a recession very soon, and even if it's not there already. So be careful about it, and I think you always should have a plan B, even if you're like already working, because at some point you might lose everything, and this divine light can shine on you and you can find your goal and in life and stuff like this, but it might happen after like 4 months when you're already broke. So if you have plan B kind of like ready, if you have an idea where to move to, you might get hired in like 2 months, and that's much sooner than 4 months next time for the next time. So yeah, in the probation period, I would be extra cautious about everything, and read the signs also at work. But that's already a topic for another video. So let's see about it later when I will make it. And then we have answer and ask extra questions from HR. This is no, actually, there's one more thing that I want to speak you about here. The employment contract, the very important place there is the business secrets. And business secrets, I think, might have some generalized stuff that is written in the laws or in the law, but there might be some things that they are putting there that they consider as business secret, but you don't consider it as a business secret. So you have to make sure that you know these boundaries. Sometimes, like, I could talk you about stuff that might be a business secret, and stuff like this. So yeah, business secrets is usually the stuff that you will have to read pretty carefully about, that what you can say, what you cannot say, and if there's any kind of like you can work for the competition later and stuff like that. Very, very important. And then we have answer and ask extra questions from HR. So what is HR going to do at start is usually to send you some stuff that you have to fill. Maybe they're even sending you the contract or to your home. I don't know, even if you go there and to sign, they're going to have some questions to you, that what is your code and ID code and etc. Show me your documents, all those things that they might have, or stuff like the benefits that are offered, that if you join this package, if you join that package, they will have those questions, and you don't have to, as I said, answer like as soon as possible. It's as soon as possible means more like take your time to read everything carefully through. Even if you read it in the evening, then wake up in the next morning and read it through again. Make sure that you understand everything. Don't rush into the decision right away. I mean, say that yeah, I will, because if they are not going to get another guy that soon, if in case you don't see you accept basically the job, right? If you accept the job offer, it's done. They are not going to say give you anything anymore. And I don't think it will be that they are going to send this job offer to another guy before you reply to them. So because that would be that you already know their secrets, and then it will be for nothing for them. So they're going to wait for your answer first, and if you don't agree with the conditions, you will have to make this known, because that will be your one and only chance. And in many companies, for example, the salary is not negotiated yearly or something like that. So the salary can leave behind very big time, especially in this inflation rates nowadays. So you will have to see if the salary will be good enough in like 3 years from now, or stuff like that, or when can you have this salary negotiation. All those things are very, very important. And if there's nothing written about those negotiations, ask if there is any of these at this work, because it will be beneficial for you for later. And if you are not happy with the salary and you have like extra contract that after the probation period, for example, they're going to raise your salary, or after this first year of contract they're going to raise your salary, then make sure that it's written there. Because other than that, they can say that after a year, they can say that, okay, we had this deal, but I don't remember it because it's not written anywhere. And then you will be there like standing still like stupid guy, and you cannot do anything about it. You will be like a fool. And yeah, so make sure that you make everything clear for yourself, and watch those small gaps there. Read between the lines that what they might expect from you. Understand how this company operates, and the employment contract is showing very well all these things. And I think it's also this position manual or something that is going to see even more, that if everything that was in the job post is there, or is there anything like extra. how much time would it take in your minds, all these things, calculate them through, because it will be very, very influential. And now about the first day a little bit is the first day is sometimes difficult. That make sure that you will arrive there at least like 10 minutes earlier, maybe just on time, but don't be late for sure, because that would leave a very bad expression for the first day. As I said before, if they are going to see what you are actually like, for example, in the first day they are going to give you a language test, right? Let's say that you put in your CV that you speak like German, but actually only speak like French. Then, I mean, they're going to check about it, and maybe you have to call to a customer that is speaking only in German, and you will have to introduce yourself and make the deal done and stuff like this already. So yeah, it will come out, and it will be bad to be late also. That it will be equaling the same thing as somebody that is seeing that you don't really speak the language. So it's the same idea, I think, and it would be very good expression if you are there like on time or a little bit early, not too much early, of course. Like half an hour is too much early, but at least like 10 minutes before, 5 minutes before would be already pretty great. Yeah. So the first day, it will be also influential. Some things that you might maybe negotiate first also when asking those extra questions. Ask the questions like simplest questions, because they're going to see that you actually care about this position. And just ask them questions that, I don't know, do I have to bring my own lunch, or is it provided there, or is there any canteens there? These kind of questions, because you can actually already know how they are going to operate. And if you come in your first day with like just starving for like 8 hours, you're not going to perform that well, since maybe it's something like they are going to invite you for a lunch or something like that, and the first lunch is very important, and you're not going, then they will be a little bit disappointed about that. Stuff like this is very influential. Pay attention to the signs in your first day. I think it will be what matters. But of course, if you can starve, you can do your first day with starving. You can basically not ask any extra questions and still sign a contract, and this business secret might never happen and stuff like this. So everything that I told in this video is good to know, but check if you need all those points to be filled, or just some of them, or maybe not at all. Maybe you just wasted your time with this video. But anyways, I think now we are good to go now for working part, since I kind of like ran out of ideas about job hunt now, and I think it's also time that nothing else will be that helpful anymore, or it will be pointless backgrounds. So I think now we have actually good to go for the job. We got the CV done, cover letter done. We know about the job market. We know about this kind of 10 reasons why to fail and stuff like that. Very influential. Where to search the job from. All those things that is very influential to get the job in the first place, and get a decent job in the first place. Since sometimes you might get a job that you are not happy with, and then you will have to go over it again all the time. But that's what these videos are for. This job hunt can be done when you're fresh out of college, when you're basically already a senior worker and still looking for a new position or want to make your career happening. I think even those that want to be managers can find a good position based on these videos. Since I think you can also, when you have plenty of job experience, you can start applying for the manager role as well. And the manager roles is something that everybody is aiming for because they are the ones that get paid. I mean, if you watch, for example, marketing, right? It's a big thing and it's an important thing how you make the sales. But those that are like making sales every day isn't getting paid as much as their manager of this department or like expert of this department or something like that. And the expert is usually 5 to 7 years of work experience, but the manager is somewhere even more, but not always. So managers is usually how you get higher in the job ladder. And to be honest, guys, I'm just telling a little bit of my own experience. Even though I'm making these videos and I might seem like a very smart guy or very stupid guy or whatever, the thing is that I've never been a manager myself. But I know that basically managers is somebody that is earning those money. And this is what everybody is expecting at some point if they want to make a career, because you can make a career from coordinators to specialists or to experts or whatever, but that doesn't give you richness in if you want to grow your salary very high, it's usually just being a manager or being somebody that is very irreplaceable. And very irreplaceable nowadays is not so existent anymore, because if you're a good specialist, for example, then basically you are very replaceable all the time. Experts are a little bit more rare because they have more job experience, but still, I mean, if you're doing well, then you will be very good to go, I think. And thank you for watching all those job hunt videos. And for those who were always bored and watching all these things and asking me that why I'm not making any working videos, then actually I will be now, and it will be happening already next week. So today is Saturday, and next week I will start with while you're already working and what kind of signs to see, how to end the job and how to keep the job. So all these things will be covered in the newest videos later. But I hope that this job hunt videos was very useful, and in case you are right now working and getting fired or getting laid off at some point, you can come back to these videos and check what you need to do. I mean, you can do it the other way as well, but it's just I've seen this working and it has worked for me. These kind of things that I've stepped here. You can go into more detail. You can do it some different way, maybe skip some parts. But at some aspects, I think these videos will be actually useful. And I will be feeling really good if I can even help one of you guys. Just one is already enough, and the more people I help, the more happy I will get. But however, this unless it's like reaching to hundreds of thousands, that's then it will be not feeling that special anymore. So right now I think it will be already very good time, and let's see how is the next one's going to turn out. Because working scene is something that I'm doing also currently, and I would love to share my experience there. And I'm getting really excited to do this also because I think also even if you're already working, sometimes in work you run into problems like stress and stuff, and motivation, lack of motivation, routines, all these things that we can tackle and see how is it going to work, because it's hard for me, but it's hard for you as well. It's difficult for everybody. It's just that we have to keep very clear mind about all these things. and don't give up with that. We actually need to put some effort and some work into this because we are actually working. That's what we're getting paid for. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed all these job hunt videos, and let's get into this working videos in the next week. And until then, stay tuned and have a nice day.